All right, I'm out here at the beach, and here I have this massive piece of glacial till up here in Washington. This is the Ice Age clay, and I'm gonna be harvesting some of it in this bucket here, purifying it, getting all the sticks and roots and rocks out of it, and processing it down into hopefully some earthenware vessels that I can cook in. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this as like a makeshift metate. Alright, so I've taken some of that clay that I found, and the snake test is one of the ways you test plasticity. The plasticity is not great, but it's more than workable. Let's hope that this is enough grog, and if it's enough grog, then hopefully it'll stop shrinkage. Realized I don't have enough clay to properly make the rest of this pot, so I'm probably going to switch to making a cup, because I don't want to go back and prepare more clay and grog it. So I'm using a smaller pookie, and then I'm going to have it come around and be just a little pot. Alright, here's the bottom of the bowl. This is where the pookie line was, so I have to move that up into the bowl to give it a better look, and I need to help some of the bottom right here so it doesn't end up cracking during firing. Hopefully it dries properly and the grog stops it from shrinking. See, I've made like a little pot, a drinking cup, a little clay bowl for cooking, and another slightly larger bowl for cooking, and a little auroch. So I have some clay stuff. This one, for some reason, these two are made out of completely wild clay without purification. All of these ones were purified. These ones weren't sifted, so there's junk in there and they may explode, so I didn't want to make anything too huge, but I just wanted to test if I could make something. So the entire fire pit is soaking wet because I live in Washington and it's always cloudy here and raining constantly. All my wood is wet, so it's going to take a long time to dry everything out. But I'm going to build a little fire on top of these slightly semi-wet pieces of wood. Hopefully be able to dry everything out in the ground so no moisture causes any explosions. Okay, so the ground is still wet inside of there, but I figure I'm going to put in my dry aurochs and see what colors come out for the clay. I'm sure he won't make it, but he's made it a wild clay anyways, so... Right, now that it's somewhat warmed up next to that fire, I'm going to move her closer and closer, and hopefully we get him all the way in. Then I'll be able to... Oh. Okay, so the auroch exploded, likely because it was raw clay and there was a fir needle inside of it. There's still like pieces of it, which are going to still tell me what color the clay becomes. It looks like it's turning reddish. I've got everything except one pot in there, and that one pot I think I'm going to let dry out for a few days just in case all these fail, because they're not fully dry for sure, but we'll see. Alright, so the fire is going pretty hot. And there is the bowl, completely surviving the heat. And then the other two vessels in there also haven't exploded, but there might be cracks, but from what I can see on the outside, I don't see any. Fire's mostly died down, so I'm going to start opening up some of these smaller vessels, the drinking cup and the little pot. You can see the cup made it just fine. No cracks, all that black is just charcoal. The pot bowl over there also made it. So this was the head of our Auroch. It exploded, and you can see it is earthenware. And it does not redissolve, it is hard. And it has that high-pitched clinking sound that pottery has. So yeah, we made an earthenware head. Pottery is out, the clay pot is still in, but it doesn't look like there's really any cracks. This is just charcoal, like I said. It looks pretty good. There's a slight crack there, but that was there when I put it in. That's not a new crack. Doesn't look like there's any cracks in the bottom, so I might actually be able to drink out of that one. This one, no cracks on the bottom as well. Little crack on the lip, but that was there when I put it in. So we may have two little Washington State terracotta clay vessels. Last one looks good. None of those are cracks. That's folds from this, which I used to press the clay over a round rock that I found. Nice color. I'm definitely going to be drinking out of that. Last one is finally out. It's got some beautiful colors. Definitely turned into earthenware. So I've got really sad news about this one. There is a crack on the side that does leak slightly, but it doesn't even drip because it leaks so slowly. This was a crack that existed prior to me firing, but I figured it'd be okay. But I suppose this one might be better for an Oya underground for storing water for plants. Almost looks like there's a fleck of copper in the middle right there. Huh. But yeah, this is how it turned out. There you go. And that's what it looked like. Very cool, Paleolithic kind of look. Really great pot. Shame about that, just one hairline crack, and that's it, a tiny crack. I know you could still technically cook out of this, and I actually intend on doing that. I'm going to cook something in this just to prove the point in another video. Oh, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the process. This took me, I think, 2 or 3 days to go from collecting the clay to having the pottery. It's a very low thud because it's... But they do all hold water and they don't leak. I'm going to make a video of me cooking in these. I'm going to store the oil, I think, in this for the cooking. And then, I'm not sure what I'm going to make yet, but I'm going to try and use all of them together in a cooking recipe. Thanks for watching.